Hello everyone, hope you're doing great. So today we will start with a new series that is focusing on Indian polity. Today we will start with chapter number 6 of Lakshmikant, that is 5th edition, and this chapter is of citizenship. Now you must be wondering why we are starting with chapter number 6 is because having a knowledge about citizenship is one of the most generic and the most common frameworks that is required to be understood in UPSC. So we'll start with chapter number 6. Although we'll cover all the chapters, this is the chapter which is of primordial importance. So let's start with it. Citizenship, chapter number 6, Lakshmikant, 5th edition. Meaning and significance. Like any other modern state, India has two kinds of people, citizens and aliens. Citizens are the full members of the Indian state and owe allegiance to it. They enjoy all civil and political rights. Aliens, on the other hand, are the citizens of some other state and hence they do not enjoy all the civil and the political rights. There are two categories, friendly aliens or enemy aliens. Friendly aliens are the subjects of those countries that have cordial relations with India. Enemy aliens, on the other hand, are the subjects of that country that is at war with India. They enjoy lesser rights than the friendly aliens. Example, they do not enjoy protection against arrest and detention. Article 22. The Constitution confers the following rights and privileges on the citizens of India and denies the same to aliens. First is the right against discrimination on the grounds of religion, race, caste, sex, or place of birth. Article 15. Second is article of right to equality of opportunity in the matter of public employment. Article 16. Third is right to freedom of speech and expression, assembly, association, movement, residence and profession. Article 19. Cultural and educational rights. Article 29 and 30. And the fifth one is right to vote in elections to the Lok Sabha and state legislative assembly. Sixth is right to contest for membership of parliament and the state legislature. Seventh is eligibility to hold certain public offices, that is President of India, Vice President of India, judges to the Supreme Court and the High Courts, Governor of States, Attorney General of India and Advocate General of States. Along with the above rights, the citizens owe certain duties towards the Indian state, for example, paying taxes, respecting the national flag and national anthem, defending the country and so on. In India, both a citizen and by birth as well as a naturalized citizen are eligible for the office of the president, while in USA only a citizen by birth and not by naturalized citizen is eligible for the office of the president. Constitutional provisions. The Constitution deals with citizenship from Article 5 to 11 under Part 2. However, it contains neither any permanent nor any elaborate provisions in this regard. It only identifies persons who became citizens of India at its commencement, that is, on January 26, 1950. It does not deal with the problem of acquisition or loss of citizenship subsequent to its commencement. It empowers the Parliament to enact a law to provide for such matters and any other matter relating to citizenship. Accordingly, the Parliament has enacted the Citizenship Act 1955, which has been amended in 57, 60, 85, 86, 92, 2003, 2005 and 2015. According to the Constitution, the following four categories of persons became the citizens of India at its commencement on 26 January 1950. A person who had a domicile in India and also fulfilled any one of the three conditions, that is, if he was born in India or either of his parents was born in India or he was been ordinary resident of India for 5 years immediately before the commencement of Constitution, became a citizen of India. Article 5. Second, a person who migrated to India from Pakistan became an Indian citizen if he or either his parents or any of his grandparents were born in undivided India and also fulfilled any one of the two conditions, that is, in case he migrated to India before July 19th, 1948, he had been ordinarily a resident in India since the date of his migration, or in case he migrated to India on or after July 19, 1948, he had been registered as a citizen of India. But a person could be so registered only if he had been a resident in India for 6 months preceding the date of application for registration. Article 6. A person who migrated to Pakistan from India after March 1, 1947, but later returned to India for resettlement could become an Indian citizen. For this, he had to be resident in India for 6 months preceding the date of his application for registration. Article 7. A person who or any of whose parents or grandparents were born in and around India, but who ordinarily residing outside India, shall become an Indian citizen if he had been registered as a citizen of India by the diplomatic or consular representative of India in the country of his residence, whether before or after the commencement of constitution. Thus, this provision covers the overseas Indians who may want to acquire Indian citizenship. Article 8. To sum up, these provisions deal with citizenship of a person domiciled in India, persons migrated from Pakistan, persons migrated to Pakistan but later returned, and persons of Indian origin residing outside India. The other constitutional provisions with respect to the citizenship are as follows. No person shall be a citizen of India or be deemed to be a citizen of India if he has voluntarily acquired citizenship of any foreign state. Article 9. Any person who is or deemed to be a citizen of India shall continue to be such a citizen subject to the provisions of any law made by Parliament. Article 10. Parliament shall have the power to make any provision with respect to the acquisition and termination of citizenship and all other matters relating to citizenship. Article 11. Citizenship Act 1955. The Citizenship Act 1955 provides for acquisition and loss of citizenship after the commencement of the Constitution. This Act has been amended so far 8 times by the following Acts: the Citizenship Amendment Act 57, 60, 85, 86, 92, 2003, 2005, and 2015. In the newer section of the book, that is the 6th edition, I believe that there would be also a mention of the Citizenship Act of 2020 that contains the CA and the NRC issue. Originally, the Citizenship Act 1955 also provided for Commonwealth citizenship, but this provision was repealed by the Citizenship Amendment Act 2003. Acquisition of citizenship. The Citizenship Act 1955 prescribes 5 ways acquiring citizenship, that is by birth, descent, registration, naturalization, and incorporation of territory. By birth, a person born in India on or after 26 January 1950 but before 1st July 1987 is a citizenship of India by birth, irrespective of its nationality of his parents. A person born in India on or after 1st July 1987 is considered a citizen of India only after either of his parents is a citizen of India at the time of his birth. Further, those born in India on or after 3rd December 2004 are considered citizens of India only if both of their parents are citizens of India, or one of the whose parents is citizen of India and the other is not an illegal migrant at the time of their birth. The children of foreign diplomats posted in India and enemy aliens cannot acquire Indian citizenship by birth. By descent, a person born outside India on or after 26 January 1950 but before 10th December 1992 is a citizen of India by descent if his father was a citizen of India at the time of his birth. A person born outside India on or after 10 December 1992 is considered a citizen of India if either of his parents is a citizen of India at the time of his birth. From 3rd December 2004 onwards, a person born outside India shall not be a citizen of India by descent unless his birth is registered at an Indian consulate within 1 year of the date of birth or with the permission of the central government after the expiry of said period. An application for registration of birth of a minor child to an Indian consulate shall be accompanied by the undertaking in writing from the parents of such minor child that he or she does not hold passport of any another country. Further, a minor who is a citizen of India by virtue of descent is also citizen of any other country shall cease to be citizen of India if it does not renounce the citizenship or nationality of another country within 6 months of his attaining full age. By registration, the central government may, on application, register a citizen of India any person not being an illegal migrant if he belongs to any of the following categories, namely a person of Indian origin who is ordinarily residing in India for 7 years before making an application for registration, a person of Indian origin who is ordinarily resident of any country or place outside undivided India, a person who is married to a citizen of India and ordinarily resident of India for 7 years before making an application for registration, minor children of persons who are citizens of India, a person of full age and capacity whose parents are registered as citizens of India, a person of full age and capacity who or either of his parents was earlier citizen of independent India and is ordinarily resident of India for 12 months immediately before making an application for registration, a person of full age and capacity who has been registered as overseas citizen of India, card holder for 5 years, and who is ordinarily resident of India for 12 months before making an application of registration. A person shall be deemed to be of Indian origin if he or either his parents was born in undivided India or in such other territory which became a part of India after 15th August 1947. All the above categories of persons must take an oath of allegiance before they are registered as citizens of India. The form of oath is as follows. I, A/B, do solemnly affirm or swear that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of India as by law established, and that I will faithfully observe the laws of India and fulfill my duties as the citizen of India. Fourth is by naturalization. The central government may, on an application, grant certificate of naturalization to any person not being an illegal migrant if he possesses the following qualification. A. He is not a subject or citizen of any other country where citizens of India are prevented from becoming subjects or citizens of that country by naturalization. That B. If he is citizen of any country, he undertakes to renounce the citizenship of that country in the event of his application for Indian citizenship being accepted. C. That he has either resided in India or has been in service of the government of India or partly in one and partly the other throughout the period of 12 months immediately preceding the date of application. D. During the 14 years immediately preceding the said period of 12 months, he has either resided in India or been in service of the government of India or partly the one and partly the other for periods amounting to aggregate to not less than 11 years. E. That he is of good character. F. That he has adequate knowledge of language specified in the 8th schedule of Constitution. G. That in the event of certificate of naturalization being granted to him, he intends to reside in India or to enter to continue in service under the government of India or under an international organization of which India is a member or under a society, company, body of persons established in India. However, the government of India may waive all or any of the above conditions for naturalization in the case of a person who has rendered distinguished service to the science, philosophy, art, literature, world peace, or human progress. Every naturalized citizen must take an oath of allegiance to the Constitution of India. Fifth, by incorporation of territory. If any foreign territory becomes a part of India, the government of India specifies the persons who among the people of the territory shall be citizens of India. Such persons become the citizens of India from the notified date. For example, when Pondicherry became a part of India, the government of India issued Citizenship Pondicherry Order 1962 under the Citizenship Act 55. Special provisions to citizenship of persons covered by the Assam Accord. The Citizenship Amendment Act 1985 added the following special provisions as citizenship to the persons covered by the Assam Accord, which related to the foreigners issue. All persons of Indian origin who came to Assam before 1st January 1966 from Bangladesh and who have been ordinarily residents in Assam since the date of their entry into Assam shall be deemed to be citizens of India as from 1st January 1966. Every person of Indian origin who came to Assam on or after 1st January 1966 but before March 25th, 1971 from Bangladesh and who has been ordinarily resident in Assam since the date of his entry into Assam and who has been detected to be a foreigner shall register himself. Such a registered person shall be deemed to be a citizen of India for all purposes as from the date of expiry of a period of 10 years from the date of detection as a foreigner. But in the intervening period of 10 years, he shall have the same rights and obligations as the citizens of India, excepting the right, except the right to vote. Thank you everyone. This was part 1. In the next part, we will discuss the loss of citizenship and move on further with the chapter. Thank you everyone for tuning in and staying this long. Hope all the best everyone for your exams and yes, please do subscribe and share this channel. Thank you everyone.